What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Morpheus Network today. This one comes to us at the request of Mr. Danny Boy himself, Daniel Cosmal. This one's for you, my man. I think this was on a where are we here? I think this was D Cosmal. I think you have a different account maybe because this doesn't look like the same one. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's you, Danny Boy. So looking at this thing, I want to say things were looking good. In my last video, in my original video, I was definitely bullish on this thing, but in my last video, we came down a little bit, and I was like, things still look good. I'm not, like I know that I was bullish over here, and it went down a little bit, but it's things still look good. But we had this bullish divergence that was forming. It really did look good. We kind of had a move up, and it didn't provide anything, even with this bullish divergence. We are being held down by the 50. And the RSI is, let's be just completely fair here, guys. It's looking pretty weak. We're actually getting this kind of ascending structure and this descending structure. I do bet we see a breakout. It looks like a flattening base in the price. I would think that the breakout comes to the downside. And at the risk of my own correctness or incorrectness, I would say that this looks kind of bearish, being implied with Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market kind of looking like it wants to roll over and shit the bed. I think this thing might as well. We're on KuCoin here. There's not a whole lot of exchange on KuCoin, but I'm not using Bitfinex. If I type in MNW USD, Bitfinex, or maybe it's Bittrex. Maybe it was Bittrex. I'm sorry. Bittrex has more historical data actually, but it's less volume, so it looks a little more crazy. I would say there's a lot bigger wicks and just kind of like more gaps and stuff. It doesn't look as cut and clean as the KuCoin one does. So or I guess maybe it does have the same data. This just looks cleaner to me. So we're using KuCoin. Again, the RSI on the daily, I'm not too happy with. It didn't provide the move I was looking for. We've had enough time where it should have happened and it didn't. So that is kind of bearish. We are showing lower readings in the 4-hour RSI, lower readings that we haven't seen throughout this whole range, being held down by the purple line. We are below the 50 on the long-term RSI. Unfortunately, guys, I do think that this thing is going to go down. I was hopeful for it. I definitely, it was looking good. It was looking good, and just before the breakout officially happens to the downside, I'm glad that you requested this one, Danny, because I really do think that it's going to go down. Where could it go? Who knows? It might bottom around here. It could bottom just a little bit below $1, which let's see if we can make any sense out of that, right? If we take the low here to the high, the 1272 is literally right on that white line there. Maybe we do bottom there, and that it doesn't look like too far of a drop, but from the current price, it's like a 10% drop. So would I suggest buying here? Probably not. 10%. I wouldn't want to miss buying prices at 10% cheaper, right? I'll take a 10% discount. Could it go lower than that? It's totally possible. Let's look at the weekly here. Let's just see the overall look of this thing. We are super close to this low, and this low is kind of in the middle of no man's land. From the look of this, maybe we do find a low around there, and then we go up, and then we continue to go down. But I would kind of expect that we break that from top or bottom to top here. We're below the 3-2. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a good one to use. I don't know. I don't know if this is a good fib to use. From this kind of perspective, we could see prices going down to the 618, which, again, from the current price, would take us down about 35%, somewhere in there. And that's totally possible. We could even go below the 618. Maybe this fib would be a better one to use, which it doesn't help out too much with the current price, to be completely fair. But looking at this, you held the 618 kind of as support. You rejected the 0.5 area. You came down and broke below it, and then you resisted it. You found resistance on the 618 right here on this candle. Now you're below the 786, finding support on the 886, looking like you want to break through it. This does, to me, imply that we're going to see extensions, which would be down around the 1272 here at 69 cents to about 60 cents, maybe even down at the 1618. That is all totally possible. Let's see here. If we were to draw a trend line, a diagonal line, I think, am I blind? Oh no, there's just nothing there. Okay, maybe it's this here. Maybe maybe we find support on this trend line here, which, you know, could be anywhere from, if we were to drop this week all the way down there, that could be about 75 cents or more. Could we break this trend line and still be in good shape? Yeah, totally. The diagonal, oh wow, my hair's doing some weird stuff. The diagonal trend lines to me aren't as significant as horizontal ones are, and I would more be scared if we kind of broke this trend line. You know, we can go below it, but if horizontal line, not trend line, I'd be more scared if we broke below this. We can go below it on a wicking basis, but if we broke below it, if we closed a week below this line, that would not be good. So to get my thoughts in order here again, just to be clear, I feel like I can be confusing at times. Looking at the 1272 for a potential area to bottom at, which is around 69 cents. Maybe we do go slightly below this line to the 1414. That would make sense because this is a previous topping area, and it's not completely over if we broke below that, but I would like to see us not break below this line. If we do, we still have the 1618 and the 1886. But when you get lower down here, man, you're playing tricky games. You know, at the best, you could hope for a double bottom, which is a powerful signal in itself. But I don't like to mess with that. If you break below that, you could really do some damage. But I do like this thing overall. I think that it has potential in the future. It's just right now, unfortunately, it looks like it wants to go down. And you know, moving down to around this white line, you would be pretty oversold already. I very much do doubt that you break below it. But let's see if on this bottom to top, yeah, look at that, man. So the 1272 to the 141, right. The 618 is right there, and the 69. If you were to go right below it, this is perfect, man. I really do like this a lot more now, honestly. As far as like this area for being a low, from bottom to top here, your 1272 is right there at the 618. Your 1414 is a little bit above the 0.69. I definitely think that between 69 and 60 cents is definitely a possibility. Maybe even a little bit lower than that. But again, I would like to see on a weekly basis that we hold this line as support. If we close below it, it's not completely condemning. We could come back the next week and close above it, but hold this line as support. That's the main thing, and I very much do think that we go down there. So to wrap it up, that's all I got to say. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. You know, I definitely was bullish on this thing, and again, before we have an official breakdown, I think it is a little bit lower than my last video whenever I was making bullish calls. You know, the price just hasn't been there, man. And the RSI, we got to be real with ourselves. It looks weak. It definitely looks weak. It doesn't look strong. The price looks weak. Crypto right now looks weak. The S&P 500 looks weak. Like it's just not the right time. And pair that with everything. Could we still go up from here? Could we have an explosive move up and just prove me wrong? Absolutely. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But my general at the moment is that we go somewhere around 60 to 70 cents, somewhere in there. With the potential to go a little bit lower on a wicking basis. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So if you like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and I will see y'all on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.